Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm joined by my best mates. Today's video is another cozy chit chat. So this week's episode is social media and Instagram. I'm basically going to talk around just what I think of it and then also expose myself a little bit, reveal some of my Instagrams and the stories behind them, just to show that life is not always perfect. Before we get started, this is a cozy chit chat. It's a new series I've started, and if you enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe, and if you're not into these kind of videos, check out my channel because I think I've got a range of videos. Instagram is bad for setting expectations. Facebook, overall, is boring. Snapchat is very young. I think I'm too old for Snapchat, don't really use it anymore. And TikTok, out of all of them, for showing a good representation of life, I think is the best. So the main ones I'm going to talk about are Instagram and Snapchat. No, I'm not talking about Snapchat. I'm Instagram and TikTok. Everybody knows it can be quite a negative place because it's basically a highlights reel. For me, I use Instagram as a highlight reel, not to show other people. Obviously when you post on Instagram you're showing it to other people, but for me, if I like a photo and I think, oh, I want that in my memories, I'll put it on my Instagram so I can scroll through. Lots of people do that. They make their Instagram for themselves, but it makes it difficult for other people looking because you see these people living these perfect lives. Like for me, when we're not in lockdown, I'm always scrolling through Instagram and seeing everyone hanging out with their friends and having a crazy time. And my social life isn't that poppin'. Put it lightly, lockdown isn't that different from my usual life. And when I scroll through Instagram, I'm always feeling sort of left out. I think Instagram is a difficult place to scroll through. But I think at the same time, this is an argument that's often lost. Loads of people say Instagram's unhealthy because you're just comparing yourselves to other people, and that's true. You're not going to post a picture of you lying in bed crying unless you're on my private spam account. On your main Instagram, you're not going to post a picture of you having a really rough day. It is difficult for people viewing it, but I also think Instagram's healthy to have your own account because you are highlighting your highlights. I don't know, I feel a lot sometimes that Instagram really helps me. Because if I'm thinking, oh, life is terrible, I can scroll through my own page and be like, oh, but I did this, I did that, look at this, and you can see all the colour in your life. I think that's what I use it for mainly, to see the colour in my own life. It's a really difficult balance because the better you make it for you on your own profile, the harder you make it for other people, I suppose. My camera battery's dying, so just bear with. The thing with Instagram is, because it literally has everything, pictures of people's food, pictures of people's holidays, pictures of people's bodies, and pictures of people with their friends, it can affect anybody. So even if you think you've got the perfect life, no one is going to be completely happy with their diet, their workout, their travel, their friendship group, their body. No one's going to have every single box ticked. So every single Instagram post can affect someone seeing it. Even though you may get affected by some Instagram models post about their body, that's not their responsibility, which is difficult. You need to find ways to not let Instagram affect you, and I'm going to try to do that with this video. I think the main thing is just remembering it's a highlight reel. It's literally a highlight reel. If my post is a throwback, I say it's a throwback because I don't want anybody thinking I'm going wild on a night out with my friends when I'm actually sat in bed crying, eating popcorn. Also, if you're jealous of someone's body, I know for me, if I'm going to post a picture of my whole body head to toe, clothed, just in case anyone out there doesn't know the way Instagram works, I'm not talking about any nudes. If I'm going to post a picture of just me, whether it be a selfie or a full body picture or anything, I am literally gonna take about 1 million pictures to find the right one. So as well, when you see someone looking perfect in a picture, you've got to think, how many pictures did it take for them to get looking like that? Well, everybody looks great, but nobody thinks they look great first time. As well, with posts with friends, it may look like someone's always hanging out with friends. For me, up until maybe the past year, would only post group pictures on Instagram. I didn't see the point in posting pictures by myself. If you always see someone with their friends, they might be like me, like only post if they're with other people because they're not as confident in posting pictures of themselves. So yeah, it's all just coming back to that it's only the highlight. And the same, if someone's always posting on their story what they're eating, are they posting every meal? Are they eating an acai bowl every time? They're only posting when they're eating the healthy food. They're not showing you the mackies they had for tea, you know? The main thing is just remembering people have a life outside of Instagram. This might be a bit niche. I'm not sure how many people are affected by this, but for me, I think the Instagram challenges like run 5, donate 5, nominate 5, because it's all people picking their friends, so it's all the same people. I never get to participate in them. I was ready to do my 5k, never got to do it, never got nominated. Same with this one of your favourite picture with someone. None of my friends are really on Instagram, so I'm never getting really nominated for these things. I've been nominated for 2, thank God for them, but like generally don't really get nominated for these things, and I think that's difficult. I know for me with the run 5, I knew I wasn't ever going to get nominated, but every day I'd see people nominating people and I'd be like, oh, maybe that person might nominate me, who knows. But I never get nominated for them things, and I think that's one thing. You wouldn't think that in lockdown people would feel left out. That's one thing I thought at the beginning of lockdown was actually a relief. I'm not going to be left out anymore because nobody's doing anything, everyone's joining my life. Actually, social media has allowed that to still be a thing. There's still all these parties and still ways to be left out, and every time someone has a group Zoom call, they post a picture of it on their story so everybody knows that group of friends is together, and maybe there's people in that group of friends that has been left out. Even though at the moment, don't get me wrong, social media is bringing so many people together, but for this age and, you know, this time of life, social media is also becoming more toxic than it ever was, because in a time where everyone should feel together, even though we're not physically together, realistically with lockdown, everyone should feel on the same page. People are still being left out, and there's still these cliques going on. I have friends when I'm in uni, but when I'm at home, I am quite lonely. So you think that with lockdown, I know for me, I thought it was going to be an escape from all the being left out and things, but actually it's just the same. You're not escaping it, and there's no travel, so I can't go on my holidays to escape it. I think that's the main issue with social media at the moment in lockdown, isn't actually the comparing of the life, it's the people are still being left out in a time where realistically it should be impossible. As good as the challenges are, like running 5k and donating money, and they are lifting people up, at the same time they have the complete opposite effect. I've got both perspectives, because there were challenges at the beginning of lockdown that I was nominated for. It's nice for the people doing it, and I'm not telling anybody to stop it, but it's also difficult for the people that aren't involved in that kind of thing and aren't doing any Zoom calls. I see on Instagram some people are on Zoom calls every day, or on phone calls. For me, the entirety of lockdown, I've probably had 3 phone calls with the outside world. I'm not saying people shouldn't do it, that's absolutely fine. Although I do think sometimes, why do we need to see a screenshot of your friend's webcam? But I guess if that's what makes them happy, then that's fine. I guess that's my choice for looking at it. I'm really nosy. And I'm just saying that not to stop anybody from doing it, not saying it's bad, but I'm saying that section for the people that are maybe like me, that aren't as involved in the challenges and stuff, to not feel so alone. You're not alone in your feelings. I'm not saying I cry myself to sleep every day because I haven't been nominated to run 5k. I'm just saying when I'm scrolling through Instagram, I am always thinking, oh, am I gonna get nominated? Probably not. TikTok, I think, is a great app, because people share their real life on TikTok. People share dances, which is funny and happy. People share funny videos that makes you laugh. People share just their everyday life. Instagram's your perfect highlight reel. TikTok is just people's therapy really. So that's where people are themselves, and I think it's great for that because people can literally do whatever they want. Anybody can go viral on TikTok. I've gone viral a few times. It's just a great app for that kind of thing. But this is the problem TikTok has that Instagram doesn't. Now this is probably a thing that people with big followers on Instagram have, but generally on Instagram, only your followers are seeing your posts, and if someone's following you, they're probably not going to hate on you unless you're like a celebrity, because everyone thinks it's okay to hate on them. But generally on Instagram, you filter who sees your stuff, so you're not really going to receive hate if you're just a downtown gal. Whereas on TikTok, because absolutely anybody sees your stuff, and because people are so anonymous, there's so much hate on TikTok. I love TikTok. I just find it so funny, and I love making TikToks. Slightly addicted, but it's such a toxic space. I mean, I can take hate. If a comment gets to me, I'll probably delete it because I think that's the best thing to do. But yeah, I think TikTok is great for expressing yourself, but it's such a horrible place in terms of hate, and I think that's such a juxtaposition, like such a great place to express yourself, but God forbid the wrong crowd could see this, you know? And I think people on TikTok need to realise that everyone has feelings. You can't just comment on someone's video hate. It's not, even if you have constructive criticism for them, put it in a nice way. Don't be hating on people's videos. It's not nice, and I think that's so sad. TikTok has such potential and people are just so horrible. Today I had to put a video on private because it was getting so much hate. I posted it about a month ago, and it got a few comments here and there, but then this week, every day, I was just getting so much hate on the TikTok. So I had to private it, which I think is so not nice and shouldn't be happening. The comments weren't making me sad, they were getting me frustrated, because I'm the type of person, if I get a comment, I have to reply to it. I didn't want to have to constantly defend myself and get myself frustrated, so I just put the video on private. But I think it's so sad that it's such a great place to express yourself, but at the same time, it's so toxic. And I am not a fan of the idea that it's turned into that. I'm now going to go on for the moment you've all been waiting for, which is exposing my own Instagram if my phone's decided to charge. What I'm basically going to do, I'm going to scroll through my Instagram, pick some posts, and I'll explain the backstory that shows a perfect post isn't that perfect. Okay, so we are here on my Instagram. Let's pick a post. Well, obviously the latest post is a load of pictures, a spread over a year of me hanging out with my friends. Probably the best pictures of me with my friends from the past year. So I think in lockdown, everybody knows, okay, I'm not doing that right now. These are throwback posts. But at the same time, it may look like I always hang out with my best buds, when actually these are pictures from over a year. So that's a little bit of that. This picture, I'd cut my leg really badly. I've still got a scar on my leg from this picture, so yeah. This picture and this picture took about 1 million pictures to get to that. And this picture was me doing my makeup ready for my St. Patrick's Day celebration. And I look miserable. I am a bit miserable, to be honest, because the uni was closing. It's another thing, comparing likes to other people. Like this picture, I've got 131 likes, which for me is amazing. So if someone was just see that picture of me and think, oh, she gets 131 likes, I only get 85. Well, there's many posts where I only get a little number of likes. It's all pot luck how many likes you're gonna get, and most of the time it's not about how you look in the picture, it's a popularity contest. This is like me next to a post box on a night out, posing. Have I had a great night? No, actually, I left the club, I had a bit of a mental breakdown, I was crying my eyes out. This photo shoot was actually to try and cheer me up. This was me in London, having a good time by the sunset. Actually, next day, actually when I would have posted this, I was projectile vomiting. This is me smiling. I think I was actually having quite a rough day. Yeah, this was in the middle of 4 summatives, 2 applications and 1 exam in 1 fortnight. So even though I'm smiling, was it that great a time? But I do try to be honest with that kind of thing, because I know sometimes when you're feeling low, seeing so many people happy on Instagram can make you be like, what's wrong with me? That's why I do try to put in the captions, like if I'm not that great, then I'll put it. This one, the caption is #throwback and then sad Jen happy pics, and that was a Gigi Hadid quote, I think, but it was actually a picture 2 days ago. 2 days ago I was really happy. Then something horrible happened. When I posted this, I was crying. I would continue to cry for 5 days. So this picture looks like a fun time with friends, night out, cool times. No, this picture was in the middle of probably the worst week of this year. Here it's like, oh, they're at a wild party, boogie boogie. Actually, we were at the wrong party. We realised we were at the lame party and we'd missed out on the good party. Oh, this was another one. I was really ill in this picture. I'd fainted earlier on in the day. I'd spent all day in bed and then I'd gone on a night out because it was the last night of term. So this is like a fun pic of me on this night out when in actual fact I was so ill. That was a fun night, although the guy sitting down was too drunk to stand. So it looks like we're all posing nice, but actually just had to cater to make sure everybody was stable. This picture, can't remember it being taken. I don't remember a single thing about that night. All I know is I threw up the whole night. That's the drunkest I've ever been. I don't usually get that extent, but I was really drunk that night and I can't remember this picture at all. As well, with all the Fiji pictures, incredible experience, wouldn't change it for the world. Also, one of the hardest experiences of my life. The workload was intense. We were working 24/7. I was terrified that there was going to be a rat. It was incredible, but the pictures do not depict how much time I spent crying. This day, smiling at the big weekend, great day. I was really ill. My stomach hurt so bad. Kaylin and Ryan, they drove to pick us up because we couldn't actually get home, and I was like, bring me some paracetamol ASAP, I'm dying out here. So great day, but I was really ill. Also, the caption didn't give anything to that. Everybody else just like, oh, girl at a festival, having a great time. I'm not telling you otherwise. Why would you believe otherwise? Oh, this one. These two pictures are from me at the Christmas ball in Mary's when I had absolutely no friends. There were some girls who were absolutely lovely to me that night and are like friends, but I didn't have any close friends. I didn't have a group of friends. So this is me posting this great night, these pics like that look like I've had a cracking time. This was picture, the first one was actually really embarrassing for me because I was the only, I wanted a picture in the dress because my dad had bought it me as a treat and they were excited for me to go to the ball, so I wanted a picture in it. But actual fact, I was so embarrassed because I was the only person with a professional picture by myself. And then the night did get better as it went on. I did make some friends. If you're sat yourself feeling alone in uni, seeing that post, you're going to think, oh, everyone else is out having a great time, when realistically, was I? That's me exposing my Instagram accounts just to show you guys that life is not always as it seems. I'm not trying to say my life is miserable. It's not at all. I'm just explaining in case you were that girl thinking, or boy, thinking uni was lonely and you saw my ball picture and thought, she's having a good time, why aren't I? That's just to explain, no, Instagram, it's not lies. It's an exaggeration of the truth. It's the best of a bad bunch for most people, really. So, I've just exposed myself. Whoop, whoop. I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope it gave you a bit of an insight. I hope it made sense. I've been planning this video for a while. I thought it was a good idea, but maybe it was completely pointless and you're just like, what is this girl on? And no one's life is perfect, and we just got to remember that. And we've got to remember that for ourselves so we're not comparing. And we've got to remember that so we're nicer to other people, and we have to think about what they're going through too. I think that's a big part of what I'm doing in quarantine. I'm reading lots of books about it and things. I'm just trying to be a nicer person because I do try to be as nice as I can, but we all make mistakes. So I hope that this video has helped you to think more when you see other people's Instagram posts, not to compare yourself and also not to judge them. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!